Okay. All right, guys. Okay. Welcome to our week six. Okay, week six kind of a demonstration. Okay, this is basically some samples that I made just now. There. Okay. During my test. Okay, on using different kind of what we call it colors combinations of color effects, which is basically can be related also with our presentations. But the thing that I want to show you guys, okay, this morning is not basically based on this one, but this is something that I create a certain kind of options that you guys can use, okay, when it come to develop your manga kind of actually write characters and creations there. As I actually have show and demonstrate to you guys, okay, earlier there, okay, these characters itself. I'm basically using a lot of lasso tools, okay, in order to execute basically these illustrations there. And the techniques basically that I actually introduce is basically really important, okay, for you guys to develop your understanding later on when you want to develop more quick and fast kind of methods of shadowing and shades there or rendering kind of techniques in order to develop your manga character style there, okay, because in a way basically we're going to develop basically our ideas there in the futures there, right? It doesn't mean that we have to paint the whole things in rendered into details there, okay, because if we want to execute fast our ideas developments, our executions, or our way of working with our what we call that conceptual kind of visual ideas there, okay, we have to work fast at the same time there. So from here there, okay, I just want to show a glimpse a bit, okay, before I'm going to resketch back again and paint in a more normal kind of way in order to develop the base skin tone before I'm going to use back again lasso to add the shadows there, right? So the thing that I'm actually working right now, if you guys were working with this kind of very simple kind of sketch like this, or toning kind of using gradients style there, okay, you have to use the right kind of color combination that works. Okay, as I actually have shown you guys there before, the actual kind of design were based on this one there, right? Okay, that based also from the actual references, okay, from one of your friends, okay, to become my models there, okay. And the design of this manga kind of suit, okay, mecha kind of suit, okay, that based on these women kind of mecha suit, okay, but I turned into a man kind of suit there, okay, when it comes to develop those kind of what we call the design style that approach there, right? So I want you guys to take look clearly, okay, carefully, basically, okay, how actually I come up with the kind of clean up line there, okay, to develop into this particular process of working with this kind of illustrations. Okay, try to study a little bit more further or how actually I work with the line itself. And I'm going to demonstrate again after this that how it works there, right? So I'm using basically a bluish purple kind of tone of skin colors directly from here. And I create some also highlights, okay, the highlight itself that based on the same skin tone there, right? But the point is right now that, okay, when I actually develop this kind of skin tones over here and also the highlight itself, it just match basically with the presentation that we want at this stage over here, just to show your ideas in how actually you're going to work with your design at the same times. So when I want to extend a little bit, okay, this is my preparations later on, okay, for my another kind of what we call that versions of manga sketch, right? Okay, if let's just say that I wanted to put some another tone there, okay, more value of tone from here later on. Okay, I can use basically these colors over here, purple there, okay. Then I can use another layers, multiply them, okay, using the color effects. Then what I can do from here, I can paint the guys, okay. I can paint them back there, right, using the tone that I wanted there, okay, to give more volume of tone for the whole presentations. For example, this area there, okay, they're supposed to be a bit more darker. So what I can do, I can actually put a bit more darker kind of tones over here if I want to there, okay, to add some contrast, okay, in my own presentations there. It can be there, guys, okay, you guys chose, okay, how actually going to work on that. So for me, okay, there's a few things that I have to adjust first later on when I want to work with it. Okay, from here, normally when I have this kind of particular kind of what we call it tones over here, for example, there, right? Of course, I can actually erase this one. Or maybe some people using this kind of download these effect brushes that you work. Good. So maybe you can try later on there. So from here, I will erase a few kind of sloppy looks there from there. So I close the selections. Let's just say I'm going to make some selection of shadows. Okay, shadows, okay, from here should be fall off to this side. Okay, should be fall off to this side there. So what I can do next, I can copy and paste. And then I can multiply them. See? This is how it works there. Okay? To multiply the areas that we wanted there to. Okay? That's one way that it works. Okay, in a way you guys want to work with the shadows areas there. So this one can be reduced a little bit. If you want to show a little bit more contrast, this also can be reduced a bit there. There, see? So how about the highlight there? Okay, highlight itself. If I want to apply some highlights over here, using basically a lighter kind of tone. Okay, all these kind of simple details. All right, you have to look into some of those references, or um, this is a backlight cartoon style there, okay, that can be emphasized on this, on your kind of detailing, okay, the styles of your illustrations later on. See, all this kind of single detail you have to practice to, okay, along the way that it works. For me, I can use the same kind of color tone for the arm itself right here to show some toning there, okay, based on this method that it works. This one, okay, this part I basically have to delete a little bit, okay, because it's not suitable for those. This one's supposed to be erased. Gonna select them. Using magic wand. There. More suitable there, right? Okay. So we can reverse basically all the method, all the color tone, whatever that we want, basically, right? Okay, using whatever that we want in order to develop other kind of way of approaching those rendering methods there, right? That's basically one of it. So I want to jump over, okay, for example, before I jump over there, okay, so check back again the shadows and lighting there, right? So the lighting came from those behind, okay, left side behind of this particular kind of compositions. So that means, okay, when I actually design these shadows, not based on the background, that based on my kind of intuition and understanding there, right? Also based on the references, then I will find the suitable pictures that works. That's what I say. Okay, don't just simply choose any random pictures that you thought basically going to be work for your compositions. I saw a few number kind of submission for diploma students there, right? Okay, yesterday they use a lot of random kind of pictures only that work, but not blending enough with the composition for the caricatures design. So what you can do basically right now, what I actually did there, right? This picture basically a very full range of photos there, okay, with for example, right here that I saw, okay, there's a elements of robotic kind of machines there, okay, but I'm using only on the right side of the photos there because the format that I'm used right now generally is a portrait format there, okay, and of course, okay, I blurry a little bit, okay, I add some blur effects on the background because I want to emphasize more on the characters here. And I did basically using a few number kind of soft kind of lighting the okay source, okay, from the back itself, just to emphasize more on the characters and make it basically the lighting effects that fall to the shadows, okay, that shadow fall off the okay to the cast shadows on the ground are going to be a bit more logic there, okay, and practical itself. So the whole composition, if you look right here, could be a little bit more harmonized there, okay? So I'm using, after basically I taking these photos as a part of my compositions, I'm using the color combination based on the background itself, like gray tone and also a bit more orange yellow kind of looks there, okay, for my gradients there. So I create a gradients effect from here. Okay, this is basically my gradient effects. How actually I'm going to work on it. This is my gradient effects there, right? Okay. Using radial or linear kind of gradients is all up to you guys that it works. So I can actually playing around with this one. Back again, just now using one overlay. Okay, I'm using overlay effects that works. And even though basically my characters over here, okay, this one there, right? The characters is hard light. I'm using hard light just now. Okay, this is basically my the reverse kind of gray tone and also yellow there, okay, or orange there, okay, from the bottoms there to blend it basically with the whole compositions. So you have to playing around with all these kind of effects, okay, layer effect a lot there, okay, in order for you to guys to get your composition more harmonized there, right? The shadows, I'm using a little bit more gray tone and multiply them at the same time that it works. And yesterday, for those who actually not coming to my sessions, okay, and those who actually came have been experienced how actually I'm using the color effects to emphasize, to enhance a bit more further, and a few number kind of tricks and tips how we're going to emphasize and enhance it, but more further on your presentations there. Okay, when you actually develop your presentation or your composition or prepare basically your artworks there, right? So that's particularly what we call that sessions. From basically my illustration, my lecture kind of sessions, hopefully can give a bit more insight for those who actually just came there, okay, to work on it. So let's just say I'm using basically the tricks that I use a lot, like this one there, right? A glowing effects, okay, a lens flare kind of glowing effects, manually can be applied also on our works there, right? Huh? Okay, this is one of the preparations there. What are the things that we can do also from here? If I wanted to use, okay, I duplicate first the layers, a bit more orange, glowies from there. So I'm using basically this rendered lens flare. Rasterize them first. Okay, this one, right? Okay, this lens flare effects. Very interesting there, guys. You see the difference there, right? Huh? Okay, this layer effects. Duplicate back again. All right, using this lens flare there again. See there, okay, very interesting kind of layering effects over here. We can playing around with the source of light that came from here, okay, to give more glowing kind of tone, okay, for your presentations there. Okay, this is one of the good way you guys can explore, okay, other than use conventional kind of way of paintings there, right? All right, so we move on first, okay, to my actual demonstrations. Okay, let me basically export this file there first into JPEG files so I can actually upload later on. Here, where is it? The format. Why we cannot actually save into JPEG? We save that first. Maybe I can actually save later on. Edit mode. Export preferences. JPEG. This is a new features there, guys. Sometimes these new features, okay, is take big off the okay. There's a lot of complicated kind of. Maybe it's good for some kind of what we call that working task that works on that. Okay, guys. Okay, let's go through back again right here. I don't think basically I have time basically to sketch back again. Okay, so what I can do right here, right now, there, okay, I'm going to straight away clean up the line using these inking brushes that works. So I add in the layers there first. While I'm inking them there, okay, I check basically my line. Okay, normally, okay, for 200 dpi per resolutions. Okay, at this stage, I try to use around 8 point size or 9 there, okay, for the brush tips there. So what we can do there, okay, right here, check the references. Okay, of course, according to these references over here, if I want to improvise them, the line works there, right? I actually can use this type there, right? See, I draw a different kind of way of approaching this particular kind of character kind of illustration. Small changes that you made, they give a lot of benefit for your whole presentations. Okay, that's also one of those things that you should basically look into directly when it comes to doing your cleanup line from here. Okay, right now the eyes itself, okay. Okay, let me in what we call that with rename first. So right here, people draw the eyes like this. I will draw the eyes like this there, okay? The step of moving those kind of strokes there. Okay, the pupil itself. Okay, check look how I actually draw the pupil there, guys. Okay, selected basically some areas, add some shadings a bit. That means we go through with the details. And same goes to the side over here. Okay, so the pupil directions has to be the same. Okay, the highlight also should be the same there. And I can render it a little bit like this. If you zoom out, you get this kind of result there. Okay, more acceptable kind of manga kind of style pupil there. Okay, that works. So I reduce a little bit more further on my brush sizes, and then let's just say I'm going to design the eyebrows a bit more like this. It can be, all right? So remember that, guys, okay, everything that you did right now is a part of those design process. Okay, the hairstyle itself there, the hairstyles. Okay, the few number kind of hairstyle that we can use. Okay, to works on that. Okay, if you guys really look into some references, okay, I didn't want to do specific, okay, but if you want to check basically some manga kind of styles, okay, references of hairstyles, manga hairstyles. Some people basically using the diagram that works, right? But for me, okay, women hairstyles, okay, how they actually design the line and strokes, they're right, okay. You guys can study basically from me. This is not basically a proper, okay. You have to choose proper kind of way, okay, to works with the hairstyle itself, okay. The way that the methods, okay, working with the designer, okay. For me, okay, this is also some of the good way that we can use in order for us to work with a hairstyle at the same times. What else there? A lot of references here that can be used directly that you guys also can add it into your own kind of references. Maybe I'm going to choose this one first. Just put it as a part of my guideline and references there. What type of hairstyle that I'm going to use as a man? Okay, there's a woman and a man there, right? Maybe I'm going to try this one there, okay? So what I can do, make some selection there first like this. Copy and paste. Okay, simple kind of methods there that everyone basically can actually apply. Okay, close this one there first there, okay? I'm going to put it as part of my references right here. Okay, if I want to draw them back, what I can do. But this basically, okay, what I did right now, you guys, okay, is a very short, it's a shortcut way. You have to sketch first, okay, to execute them. So what I did basically right now, I will try to draw them. Okay, first of all, the references is the same. So what I can do right now, okay, if you look back again, my kind of methods of working with this kind of samples over here, okay, were based on, okay, the guideline that we have. Okay, if you look back again, okay, how actually I execute this kind of line works over here is based, okay, on the natural kind of flows of the hairstyles from the references that I saw. But if you look back again, I did not basically trace them entirely. So that's basically the thing that you have to go through. Okay, and never basically, right, okay, trace them. Right, okay, use the flows of those lines that form basically the hairstyle. Okay, this is something that I actually have practiced and developed also based on our exercise that before. This is basically the flows of the hair. You have to study the, okay, the flows of the hair entirely that first before you're going to come up with all this kind of stuff that, okay, back again. That's what I say, okay, all this kind of methods is generally we need to practice, okay, from scratch. Okay, right here basically I'm going to maintain the glasses that form, okay, that he's wearing is over here, and some reflections kind of line. Okay, maybe basically there, right, there's the headset that he's basically wear there. Okay, I'm going to improvise a little bit. See, I actually design all this kind of thing look natural there. Okay, it's not based on one night kind of what we call that ID development day, guys. Okay, it takes several years that works. Okay, from here, okay, some etching, rendering, okay, of those shadows. Okay, from here, maybe I'm going to improvise a little bit on those inlay, kind of what we call that shirts that he wear there, okay, like a long john inside those suit. Because logically there, okay, if you're wearing this type of shirt, okay, this is basically something that you have to be consider when you design something there, right? When we are wearing basically this type of suit that normally, okay, metal plate or whatever there, okay, we need to consider also, okay, the logic behind this design there. Okay, if you're just wearing bare on your bare naked kind of what we call that body there, okay, you feel basically a bit kind of itchy and also not comfortable enough from here. So that's why when we design some things, okay, we have to think about the logic behind the suit or the design itself. So I'm trying to paint as quick as I can using the method that I've been introduced to you guys there before. Okay, some of the areas I can actually improvise a little bit right here. Normally, okay, when I design something right here, that guys, okay, using basically whatever kind of techniques, I'm not trying to use, okay, accepted basically only a specific line kind of movements, right? Okay, I always try to improvise them along the way, especially on this mecha kind of what we call that uh, design there, right? Okay. Okay, this one's supposed to be a little bit more flexible. They can bend. Okay, they can bend basically, right? Okay, there's a clip or air kind of what we call that systems from there. Okay, other than that, I'm just using basically, okay, the speed up basically time that we have. Okay, to work with the whole kind of. Okay, the other thing, that guys, okay, how they're going to pee. All these kind of things basically really important, okay? So maybe that's basically, okay, some sort of like this particular kind of system here, see? They can open up that, okay, later on, okay? If this guy want to go to pee there, right, okay? That's basically also, okay, some of the logic things, elements that we have to go through there, okay, when it comes to develop basically the suit or the design itself there, okay? Otherwise, okay, there doesn't look logic there. Well, a lot of piece, it works. Okay, what else there? Okay, the hair a bit more longer like this. Some of the things that I draw, okay, still recording. All right. Okay, some of those things that we actually worked before, okay, can be improvised. Okay, also one of the reason I redraw the whole thing there back again there, guys, because of I accidentally flattened these layers, okay, during my demonstrations. So what I can do, I have to redraw back again. This part a little bit more flexible that I want to create, so they can bend basically the arms and the hands together later on. Okay. Okay, so far so good. So generally to work with all this kind of stuff, it takes times there, but I'm okay. What else there? I can actually can follow there, right? I try to follow a few kind of elements, but not the whole things from here. Of course, okay, this piece, okay, this one will be more difference according to those the actual kind of references, but I will try the best that I can to use, okay, the power that I have, okay, to improvise them. Yeah. So we have the five fingers then. One, two, three, four, five. All right. So this piece basically right here, we came from the apple seed kind of design there, right? From Shiro Masamune there, okay? Creators of this apple seed and also Ghost in the Shells. It's like an antenna for the mecha and robot there, right? Have to make sure that every single lines are going to be combine all together there. Next thing is right now, okay, this part, okay. Some of the areas I'm going to improvise a little bit, okay. Normally, okay, this is a conceptual design. So that means during basically the process, we still can improvise them, okay. It doesn't have to be look exactly as what we sketch all the time there, okay. Unless basically the design are going to be confirmed there, okay, for the real productions works. So that means we can actually change, okay, according to the normally when you draw comics there, okay, we have to be more consistent, okay, all the elements there. If we change the elements there, okay, during basically the real production works, they're going to be have a bit kind of confusions, okay, for the readers there to look into to your kind of storyline or your creations there. It show basically you don't have any kind of consistency there, okay, of the whole creation that you create. You have to be careful with it when you design your elements there. So not do not try to design too complicated. Okay, if you want it basically to design, for examples in the futures, a comic, for example, there, right? Huh? So make sure you understand about the consistency on your design. Okay, if you design it too complicated, there are going to be a lot of problem later on, okay, when you want to redesign back again, okay, according to the stories there. But it takes a lot of commitment there, okay. That's why if you watch basically, okay, the videos that I actually shared yesterday, okay, about the mangaka, okay, some of the mangaka, okay, get the had a very trouble with the back pain, backbone there, okay, because they spent a lot of time there, okay, commit themselves to add some detail from there. So draw one single illustrations, you can consider yourself champion there, right? But when you want to design a consistent kind of stories there, okay, they will be test basically your patience and your passions at the same times. Okay, this one's supposed to be look like this, a bit more logic there. This one's supposed to be look like yes. Okay. Okay, I try to develop more consistency, okay, a bit from there, but not too much. This is the line that define basically the metal kind of shiny effects there, right? We can use also this kind of line like this, okay, using different colors there. Okay, so normally when we design what we call that characters, it based on the we create some illusions of realisms, illusions only. Okay, now we already have. Hey, where is it? Okay. Oh, lucky, right? Huh? Merge layers. Each one should be locked. Kacau je everything. Okay, put aside. Hopefully all the line has been covered already. Okay. If I would just want to make a mess a bit on my samples, I will create basically some jackpack over here. See, just to give more balance to okay for the whole compositions. Yeah, see the difference there, right? From the three-quarter view, lah. But when I come to develop, as I actually have shown you guys that, okay, in my demonstrations, in the futures, if you want to, to use a 3D AI kind of applications in order for you to execute basically your wave of uh, developing back again your creations there, right? You can use basically the smashy art 3D to look into your compositions or your kind of developments of the whole character presentation before you're going to redesign them back. Okay, I'm going to select back again. For me, this is one of those practical way for me to work with my compositions, with my kind of selection areas. So what I can do next right here, that you see I'm using this red color first, okay, as my silhouette shapes. Okay. Next thing is making the selection areas. Okay, which area that I'm going to paint first there, okay? Let's just say I'm going to make a selection areas. Okay, like this. Okay. So I'm going to color basically the face first. Okay, copy and paste. All right, only the faces there. Some areas I can actually delete, some areas I can paint back again. Okay, like this to prepare them. So what's next that we can do? Okay, the hair there, right? Okay, to design the hair, I'm going to make some selection areas like this. First, okay, well, this is basically the hair selection areas. I'm going to copy and paste. Okay, this is the hair, see? So I separate them directly. So what colors of the hair? Okay, what colors of the hair directly? If I want to use gradient kind of colors there, right? Okay, a bit more purple, for example, like this. And of course, with reddish. Is it okay? Reddish. All right, now, okay, check a look there, guys. Okay, the lighting effects from here. Okay, once I actually get the lighting effects right here, there, right? So make some selections there first. The next thing I can do, okay, the shadows, okay, the highlight there, okay, came from the top right side there, okay, a left side. So what I can do, I will basically going to develop basically this lasso kind of selections like this. You see? What I can do next, okay, I can actually apply a few number kind of selection areas for the shadows. Okay. Then the next thing that I can do, copy paste. Where is it? This one. Okay, that's basically the masking that I can just now that I create. So what I can do next over here first. Oh, okay, I think I have to rasterize that first. Okay, rasterize the layers. Hey, why can't I rasterize them? Rasterize the layers. Okay. Just select it, copy, paste. Okay, if you look carefully there, okay, this is basically the hair shadows there, right? So what I can do from here, the hair shadows there, right? What I can do, I can multiply them. See, I get the hair shadows there, okay? How about the highlights? Simple there, guys, okay, the highlights. Okay, once you actually add some selections like this, either you can use, okay, I saw some you guys, okay, using this kind of methods that works. Okay, check the flows of the hair again. The next thing that I can do, I can copy and paste, sorry, copy and paste. This is basically the highlight there. So from here, I'm starting to use, see, light, not too light over here like this. I'm going to use like a linear or screen light from there. And from here there, okay, we still can use a little bit more light kind of colors there. You see? A part of it. Okay, so hopefully you guys can see, okay, how actually I work on it. Okay, I will create some highlight a bit from here, there, some highlight a bit right here. Okay, to give more better kind of look and feel for my face, for my hairline there, right? So if I satisfied with it, I merge the layers there first. So you guys have seen basically the way that the trick that I use there to work on it. So this part, like into details, I will draw a bit more highlight there. So next thing is the faces there, right? Okay, simple things there, okay, using gradient. So I'm using a lot of these gradient kind of tricks to work on that there, okay. Use the skin tone, okay, this Chinese guy there, right, okay, skin tone, more oriental kind of what we call that colors there, maybe light yellow is a bit, okay, maybe a little bit more orange from there, using basically this gradient. Oops, okay, it's supposed to be right here, see. So the light came from this side there, right there. So the next thing that I could do to speed up basically those way of shadings is using, all right, make some selection first. Can I actually rasterize them? Okay. So the selection areas are going to be in this side there, right? One, oops, lassos. Okay, lassos there, right here. Oops, negative. Sorry there, guys. Okay, negative. Selection this side a bit. More to this side a bit there. More to this side a bit. Oops. More to this side there. For the shadows, huh? Then what I can do, I can copy and paste. the shadows areas there. Where is it? This is the shadows areas. Using multiply there again, that works. You see? So from here, I can add another colors for the eyes there first. Oops. Okay, to add more details. And this is more like a 2D anime cartoon style there, guys. Okay. Highlight a bit right here, highlight a bit right here, highlight a bit right here. And some of the areas right here, there, okay. Highlight there. So this part also can be a highlight there at the same time. Okay, this kind of tactics is one of the options that you guys can do that you works on it. Okay, what else there? The eyes there. Okay, and those eyebrow. I just paint them up. I'm using basically my ink brushes that you works. Instead, I'm using basically other effect brushes. I'm using general brushes that represented basically the whole presentations. Okay, the eyes there. Okay, what type of colors that are we going to use? Green, a bit there, like this. Because he's a part of those human and also mixed up with the mutant aliens. And then I'm going to add some sort of like shadowing a bit there. And lastly, going to be the highlight there, right? Again. Okay, mouth itself, the teeth itself, I can just paint them up over there. So I got the shadows there on the skin tone. How about basically these areas there, those glasses? I made some selections there first like this. If you guys still want to use clip and mask, go ahead there, right? So I'm using these particular kind of methods that works. All right, I don't want to basically to cover the same layers using basically another layers, brush, soft brushes, or maybe I soft brushes there. A bit more like what colors that we're going to use here. Maybe a little bit more greenish. And paint there, right? Oops. There. And paint a bit there, see? Yeah. Okay. Not paint the whole thing like this, guys, okay? Just soft of it there, okay? Flows there. Okay, from here, you actually can apply also some light colors there, right? See? Some light colors, okay, to show basically the glow or the reflections there. More lighter there, right, okay? Yeah. Yeah, right. Mix them around. Yeah, right. Okay, normally, okay, on the shadows itself, okay, when you're using other kind of natural colors there, okay, there's going to be affected also to the skin tone. So what I can do right here, okay, this is the glass tone, sunglasses or goggles. So what I can do right here, I will try to use this reflection kind of colors there to the skin tone as well, but not too much. Okay, something like this a bit there for the shadows there, see? Reflected there, okay? The skin tone. Yeah. More naturals there, right? Huh? Okay, that's basically a earpiece over here. So the earpiece, if I wanted to use the same kind of colors combination right here, brush, and make some selections first, and paint. Just one there, right? Huh? Next thing is that I can do from here. I will try to add a bit more darker kind of tones over here. Some sort of right here, a bit there, right? And maybe some of those basically, okay. Brush. Oops. Okay. The effect that all these glasses, okay, colors could be basically came from this particular kind of what we call that areas there. So the next thing that could do from here, okay, I'm using basically okay my kind of understanding on the shadows there to select these areas a bit there, right? Okay, like this. And copy paste. Oops. Where is it there? Is it here? Oh, right here. Okay. Copy and paste and multiply them. Can I use other kind of effects? I'm used a lot of effects that guys, so color effects that works. Linear or multiply. Linear is thing better there, right? More darkers, right? If I want to make more darkers, I'll just duplicate them. See? And then the rest of it, I'm going to merge the layers there. Okay, to minimize basically the layer guys. Like how many layers did I use? Very minimum layers there. This one is a references. Okay, the references doesn't include there, right? So that means the references that I use, I can actually merge the layers there, right? Together. How many layers did I use? One, two. This one hair can be combined them there, right? After I finish them. This is basically the tricks that guys that works, okay? The body part there, right, okay? The body there, okay? If I want to speed up basically my times to work on it, simple there, guys, okay? Select them, and I use basic gradients that works. So I'm using these colors a bit combined with, okay, this color, okay, dark brown. Dark brown. And then add another layers gradient. And then there. Next thing is, as usual, okay, I have to cover these areas there first, okay? Make some selections. Delete. I have to rasterize there first and delete there, right? Okay. This is more logic there. So what I can do right here, make some selection back again. So the shadows fall off to the right side as usual. So what I can do, I just simply draw them step first. Stay in call there. Okay, now these points, also make some selections areas over here. Same goes to this side. Make some selection areas over here. Make some selections a bit again, go over here. There. Some of the areas over here, okay, this one a bit more tricky there guys, okay, but if you can actually work on it better, So, but chose basically this particular kind of way of working is not a compulsory that you have to look into your kind of what we call that your abilities the guys, okay, to works, okay, don't just follow through only without understand, okay, the complexities, okay, of some of the elements that we're going to play around, okay. So copy and paste the shadows areas there, then as usual I'll multiply them, so I get basically the sample back again. And of course, okay, this part could be a little bit more darker if I want to work on it, okay, later on there. Okay, if I want to make it a little bit more darker, okay, for example, can I actually combine them together first? The next thing that I can do, I can select these areas only there first. As I mentioned to you guys before, I make some selections of these areas. This one I don't have to. Okay, this part there, right? As at the same times. Okay, these areas. And of course, okay, these areas there. So what I can do there, okay, I can copy and paste first, okay, the selection areas. And then what I can do, I can multiply. See, multiply them. That's one of the most easy way to work on that. And then if I wanted to, okay, this one a bit more doubling layers. Okay, these layers over here, I have to reselect them. Just one duplicate just now. Okay, there. So what I can do basically from here there, okay? What else there, right? This one there, okay? If I want to change the colors, make the selections areas like this, simple kind of selection areas there. Maybe same goes to this side. And maybe some of the areas over here. So what I can do, I can copy and paste first. Okay. Put it back exactly to the areas. There. So this is the area that we selected, right? So what I can do, I can use adjustment, maybe hue saturation. See, hue saturation that you change the colors there. So we speed up basically our time and working on this kind of design or back again. Okay, that's one way that it works. What else there that I can do? Okay, I will make some selection this part and this part over here, using basically the green color tone just now. Okay, the brushes that I use basically soft brushes and paint it up there, right? See, I can use different colors there. All right, guys. Lastly, there, okay, just to give more better kind of way of compositions, what I can do next, go back into those, highlight there. Okay, highlight there, right? Using basically a soft flows better. Okay, there. Some highlight a bit right here. Not the only way, but one of the way that you guys can play around with it. Okay. Yeah. Okay. One of the way that we can play around. Okay. What else there that we can do from here? Make some selections back again. I'm still going to use these green colors as a part of the reflection light, okay, for the whole presentations, okay, to give more blending kind of modes and basically some harmonize. Well, I'm supposed to color right here, there, right now. This one, there, more lighters a bit, more highlight there. So this is basically okay another versions that I made basically okay for you guys to look into the okay when it come to develop your manga kind of character style there okay using only color effects and lasso tools and gradient there okay to playing around with it. All right, guys. So I see you guys again. Okay, another sessions. Okay, later on maybe I'm going to include the background there. Okay, to work on that. If I want to add a bit more details on the rendering, I will do so for the next session for group 5. All right, thank you very much. Have a good day. I'll see you guys around. Okay, and keep on practicing.